I'm screaming.
Okay, boom. All right, hey y'all. Welcome to the Nizo Flow podcast. Today I am here with Mel.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, girl. So me and her had this impromptu conversation the other day, and it was so good. And I was like, nah, girl, I need to have her on my podcast. So we have some smokes here. She brought some too. She got her little smokes here.
A little pre-roll from
There
the
you
dispensary.
go. And we got some white wine to seal the deal. You feel me? So cheers to that. You see, y'all? You see?
It's something happening.
There's something in the air brewing.
I love me some wine.
Facts. This is some Bartonora Pinot Grigio.
Okay, we keeping it bougie over here.
I'm telling you.
I love that.
I'm telling you, that's the only way we do it here. All right, which one are we gonna light first? You wanna light yours first?
Oh yeah, you know what? Let's do yours first.
Mine first? All right.
Okay.
All right, so let's do a little background, how we know each other.
Right.
So
work. Yes. Wait, how did it even start? I started working first, actually.
She did.
I started working for a couple months, I think, or actually not that much longer than when you started working.
Really?
I think so. When did you start?
I started March 16th.
No, you didn't. Oh, but this year.
Not this year, last year.
But I started last year in March. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, May. I'm sorry. I'm tripping.
Yeah. So see, only 2 month difference. And I just remember, you coming in, going to the front, straight to the front, and we didn't really talk much because she's in a different department.
Mm-hmm.
So she was in the front, receptionist, and I'm with surgery because I do medical records. So we didn't really clash until work got involved, and then that's how we interacted. And then I don't even know how I got so you have a very this energy, this personality where you love socializing with people, and you're very yourself. She's very herself. She's very open. And I'm pretty open too, but more when I get closer with my friends.
Comfortable.
Yeah, more comfortable. Just from past experiences and shit like that.
Facts.
You gotta sometimes keep it a little low key until
you get to know somebody.
Yeah, but yeah, your personality has always been out there. So yeah, it has. You've been very yourself, and till this day, you are literally the same person.
Yeah. Oh my God. Honestly, that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
To be honest, because I really try to be unapologetically me. So the fact that somebody, they say I'm consistent.
Oh, literally, you're literally the same with everybody. She's always so happy. So yeah, so then she started talking more with surgery because then you got involved with intake and discharge.
Yep.
And then she would just come back a lot. So we started talking random conversation.
Yeah.
I remember you talking more with the time, him and the other guys or whatever. So she'd be in my area a lot because I'm in the area. But obviously I'm facing the screen.
That was also the stepping stone to us talking too.
Yes.
Because then I was just wait, you're from Elizabeth?
Yes.
Yeah, and we're both from Elizabeth. Yes. And I was just oh shit, you're from my hood. But yeah, and then we just kind of got each other's Instagram, and I really fucked with her energy. I was just honestly, I think she's mad dope. She's quiet, but I think there's a side to her that
Definitely.
that I feel me and her will get along.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I like your personality too. You were just you were, like I said, you were very yourself. And I was very quiet around that time just because I also wanted to keep things at work more private than me outside because I've been in that situation before and it's backfired really badly. Yeah. Not that I was in any trouble or whatever, but just you gotta watch out what you say to people. You really think people are there to work, and it's you don't think it's ever that deep. I feel you gotta always watch out unless it's something after work. Then that's different because then it continues on to a stronger relationship.
Yeah.
But at work, it's you never really know. The shit I be hearing sometimes, be hearing shit whereas people that I ain't thought they would talk like that. But
yeah, that part.
Be careful what you say to your coworkers because you can never be too safe. You can never be safe.
I feel like that heavy because like I feel like you get comfortable because you work side by side with them like for so long that like you start getting comfortable with what you say because like you guys are together all the time, but not realizing that they have completely like different experiences like outside of work. They have lives, like the way that they go about things, the way that they think about things are so different. So yeah, that's why for me, like if I find somebody at work that like I'm like feel like I feel good energy, I'm like I take that as an opportunity. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm always at work. I barely can make friends because I'm always at work. So if I find somebody that like I feel like their energy is genuine and like they would want to like, you know, hang out outside of work, I try to take advantage of that because I feel like as adults it's hard to make friends.
Yeah. I agree.
Like it's very hard because like, okay, what, you're gonna go out and like sometimes when you go out you meet even weirder people. So, you know, like who knows if they're there every week, like what are their intentions, like, you know, like what do they actually, like what are their goals in life, like do they work, you feel me? I feel like those are like things that like, you know, I think about.
You know, if I'm gonna be honest, I feel like that was one of the reasons why it took me sometimes to get a little more comfortable with you. I feel like when you were first being more interactive with people, it was, and you started being interactive with me, it was almost like I had like this like fear of like opening up too much because it's like I don't want my whatever I say to you, I don't want it to go out and make it look like a wrong thing. And in a way, it's like I also kind of had that fear for you because it's like I know you were talking with them very, very comfortable, and in my head I was just thinking, I'm like, I hope they don't do this girl dirty. I hope they don't think she's too much or this and that, like you know what I mean. And I could tell you had a nice personality, but I was like, you know, I kind of feeling out like whatever based on what I had experienced. But when I had seen how you were, and I have never heard anything about like being said from you for anything. And you were just like I said, you were very genuine, like the same person. Like I had never heard nothing different. I never heard you say something crazy, nothing like that. That's when I was like, okay, I'm like she's pretty cool, and I'm like I could be comfortable with her, like. And it got to this point where we're at now, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, I never thought like, you know,
we were filming a podcast, like that's crazy. I love that. No, honestly, I never really thought about it like that because I'm like really the type of person that like I can't help but be myself. Like I can't help it. I know like not everybody is like that because like it's definitely like the extrovert in me. You feel me? Like I'm a very extroverted person.
You are. I can tell.
Like
that.
I'm very extrovert. I love to talk to people. Like I love to just, you know, and like that's why I mean you see on my Instagram, I put it on the floor. You feel me?
I love that because I feel like I love that because that's separate from work.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I don't judge shit that's I don't judge how you are as a person. Yeah. It's just at work when it affects my position, that's where I get, you know, because it's like don't judge my character. Don't get involved in my character based on what you heard just because of what I told you. Like at the moment, you don't know me. Like you don't know how I am outside. You don't know how I really work. You don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could talk this and not talk to you, whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm a good worker. And I don't need you telling big bosses whatever it is that you heard from me.
Right.
Thinking it's funny or thinking it's tea to try to connect, get to higher positions. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? So, like, when you started talking to me, it's crazy because it's like there would be so many times when you guys would have conversations and I would want to butt in to give my own opinion. And I wouldn't, because I'd be like, I don't want to make it seem like I'm so ghetto, like I'm this, I'm that. Like, they probably think this of me.
Oh my god!
I was being very careful going into this job. I've been that person that's been like one of the best workers, and somebody has a problem with me because I'm better than them, and then I get the problem. Girl, I've been discriminated. Like these have cost me like a job, like. Girl, people thinking I'm ghetto.
These, come here. Actually, show the chat. Show the chat. All right, look at her nails, bro. Chat, look at that. Like, yo,
nails
she
by
really.
Angie.
That shit ate.
Yes.
Like, yo, ate and left no crumbs. You feel me?
Yeah, girl.
Truly, really is her thing, yo.
Yeah, no, nails are my thing. Like, I have to have nails on. If I don't, there's usually a good reason for it.
That's so interesting. You know, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about like, because the same person that I am on Instagram, I actually am in real life. I feel like, you feel me? like whether I'm at work or whether I'm at like home, out, like no matter where, like I am consistently this person. So like I think that that is like something like that fear, because I've been there, like to where I wasn't always like this. You feel me? Like this is somebody I grew into. Before I was much like that. I had like a person that I was for everything that I did, you know, work, school, church, like that's like at home, like with friends, with certain types of friends. Like those were always like, I always put on personas, and like not to be fake or anything, but to try to like fit the scenery, you know?
Right.
And like I think that that's something that I had chose to learn like as I got older, because I was like, you know what, I was tired of being somebody different all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
I was tired of like holding all of these personas and like, you know, trying to like fit in. And I'm like, you know what, if they don't fucking like me, why am I hanging out with you? Why am I around you? And like if I'm at work and you don't fucking like me, I mean, that's kind of your problem. I'm here to work and I do my job good. So if you have an issue with me, that's an inner issue. And that's how I always think about it, because at the end of the day, like I know I'm putting in the work to be like the best version of myself. And if somebody doesn't like it, it has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with them. Like inside,
agree.
you know,
100%
like I already know that I'm like, I have a big personality. Like it's big sometimes. And I know like sometimes like some people, me and they don't really clash like that, you know? So like there's for example, and I, like me and her in the beginning, like our energies clash because she's a very mellow person and I'm a big personality.
Yeah, you guys are like the opposite.
We're opposite. So at work, like that's not the only thing I know how to do, but it is the best thing for me, because I know that if I stay my big self, I'll be able to get through the day and not be burnt out at the end.
Okay.
You feel me? So like for me, if I'm like lower energy, I already know like I already am burnt out, so I can't give anymore. But I always try to give my big personality, because I always feel like I know when I get home, like I'm not gonna want to crash, like I'm gonna want to, you know, do what I need to do, you know. So that's how I look at it. So, and I think your energy is everything. How you act throughout the day determines like how, like, you know, your day goes. So me and her, we used to clash, but we no longer clash. We just now know each other a little better, because when we had went out, like remember we all had like a group outing or whatever. Me and her were able to talk a lot there, right? And she was able to see my personality, and I'm also able to see her personality. That like it's not that she doesn't like me, it's that this is her personality. You know, because like I was kind of, a part of me was taking it personally. I'm like, damn, like, you know, like does she not like fuck with me? You know, like what did I do? You know, yeah. When you put yourself in an open position to where like you're able to see and like put yourself in the other person's shoes, basically like have empathy for somebody, you know, like see it from somebody else's perspective. I'm very big, she's very mellow, and that's fine, but like we just have to learn how to meet halfway. So at work, I know when I approach her to not be so big, like very, very calm, you know, mellow. With other people, like I know, like I read the room, you feel me? So like I feel like in that way I'm a chameleon, where I'm able to like see what somebody's energy is and how to approach them. And then kind of how I've like why I am the way I am, because you know at the end of the day, like you're gonna get what you're gonna get with me, and that's it. You know, and I think like I hope, and I hope that I inspire people to be like that. That's why I post so much, because truly I want people to know that like when you are truly yourself, that's when like real peace like can happen in your life. Because when you're constantly trying to like, you know, oh, I'm in this space, let me act like this or like this and like that, that's like so much emotional stamina that could be used in something else, like something that's going to elevate your mind, something that's going to like actually matter and make a difference, you know. Like when I'm big and like I'm myself, I'm able to help people. You know, I'm able to like have a good attitude, because like I'm truly like just able to focus on that, you know, not focus on being somebody I'm not.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
That's so awesome.
Thank you.
I love that. I love that you're yourself. I want to say on myself too, just to an extent at work. And I think it's just, like I said, just get some experience. And I feel like I'll fully be myself once I really have my own business. And I know I run the shit.
Facts. I felt that.
Not a lot of people are very comfortable when you are, how to say, not like out of the ordinary, but you're kind of out there. you don't mind trying new things. You don't judge a lot of things. You're very open minded.
Yes.
People tend to judge that a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, that's why sometimes when I want to butt in, and I'm like, am I being a little too? I feel like all people lay this like almost stereotype when they first see you and they judge you.
Yep.
And they're like, she should be like this or whatever. And when you're not like that, it's like, oh, she's a problem.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? And it's just like, I don't want to be dealing with that. Now it's just like work is work, and I myself, to some extent, be careful. And then if I'm closer with you outside of work, we build a relationship. That's how I know.
Exactly.
It's like not everybody's like, you could tell somebody, yeah, let's go hang out, whatever. It's never gonna happen. Like,
yep.
It's
exactly.
never gonna happen because not both parties actually want to.
Exactly.
Like,
yep. Or meant to.
Yeah.
Or meant to. You know, like I said, like you spend so much time with somebody, like 40 hours a week, that you think that like you know them.
You don't.
You don't.
You don't even know somebody if you like already are dating with them. No.
Exactly.
No, you don't know somebody. You have to be careful.
You do not know somebody until you actually spend time and open yourself up to that, like getting to know somebody. Like you can't. Yeah.
You also, I feel like one thing that my mom said, which is mainly towards a relationship, but like you never really know a person until they get to a point where they're actually upset at you.
Yep.
Like, see how they act. What do they do? Like, see, like,
yeah, when everything really is fine and dandy, it's fine.
It's fine.
But like not even upset with you, upset at the world.
Anything, yeah.
Anything. Because like I've had people who like everything was fine and dandy between us and we were getting to know each other, everything's great, and then their world starts falling apart. And like it has nothing to do with me, and then now we have this tension because like you're going through shit and you're taking it out on somebody that it has nothing to do with. Like when things are flowing, everything's good, but when challenges start to occur, how does somebody act? You know, like how does somebody act under pressure? Yeah. Even yourself, not even somebody, yourself. How do you react under pressure?
No, it's crazy. You really never know somebody. I'm telling you. You gotta wait for that moment where it goes down. What do you both do? Like, how do you act? How does she act? He act? That's when you really know somebody. Because I feel like people could be with somebody for months and think they know them, and then something always happens, and they're like, I never thought they would do this. I never thought this. I never thought that. You never really actually knew them. Thought you did because you guys hang out. It's always fun and games, and then that's it. Yeah, you gotta really be careful out there. Be careful who you're friends with. Be careful who you get with. Get to know them pretty well.
Definitely get to know them.
What's it called? We were having a conversation the other day about what's it called? What we kind of look for in relationships, and she was telling me actually. No, how did it even come up? You told me a story about this little thing that was going on, and then you said some terms, and I'm like wondering in my head. I'm like,
oh yes, about like a polyamorous dynamic, open relationship type of thing. Yes,
mind you, I didn't know that part of her because, like I said, we had a couple conversations, whatever.
That's true.
And then she said that, and I'm just like, so many questions in my head.
Because at the vaccine clinic, I kind of put it on you. Remember?
Yeah, I think it was the
vaccine clinic. We really talked a lot.
Yeah.
We talked a lot. Yeah. Like I told you, I ended up like, because I was going through it with like this situation with like these people I was talking to, and like it was just a whole lot. And I just needed somebody to talk to.
I did.
And like I said, her energy, I always felt good energy from her. So honestly, that's why like when I feel it, like good energy, I'm always like, you know what? Also, there's nothing, I think this is what the thing is with me. There's nothing that somebody can say to somebody that I wouldn't have told that person already. So I have no shame in my game whatsoever.
Period.
Like everything I do with confidence. Like there's no like, ooh, like I wish I didn't say that to somebody, like hell no, like I'll tell that to somebody 2 times over.
Were you always like that since you were a little kid?
No. No, I was confident, but not in like this way. I was confident because like I always had an inner knowing that like I was different. Like the way that I always thought about things was different. but I was a very like insecure like girl because of my parental trauma. It was very tough, like emotionally, and I ended up running away from home to a relationship that was really toxic but taught me a lot, which is what brought me the mindset that I have today.
That's awesome.
You know, so it was definitely something that like was meant to happen, because I always knew that like my mind was so different than like the regular, that like I'm like, nah, like there's more to it than what I'm in right now, you know. So I ended up going to a relationship. I accepted the fact that I am bisexual. That was something that I was never able to really express when I was growing up, because I grew up very in the church, and you know, I was kind of ashamed of that side of myself.
And I'm sorry, you said you knew you were bisexual during the relationship, or was it something that happened after or before?
I knew before. So I was a freshman in high school when I knew that I was bisexual. Okay. Had my first experience with a girl, and that, you know, it altered my thinking. I was like, wow, like I actually really enjoyed that. But I told myself I shouldn't have enjoyed that, you know, because of my upbringing and what I was taught. So yeah, so basically I suppressed that for a long time. And that was my freshman year. So what, 14 years old. And then I met my ex that I was with when I think I was 20 already. Yeah, I had just turned 20 when I met him. I ended up like, you know, causing a lot of friction in my house, with my parents. You know, because he had his own space and I found an opportunity, you know.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I feel like that's what I was like searching for my whole life growing up, truly, and I did it in the wrong way. You know, I tried to look for it in a partner rather than looking for it with myself, like, which is what I'm on now, like the journey I'm on now. Like growing, like back then I had so much like parental trauma that like I feel like I was looking for somebody to depend on, you know. So yeah, so I ended up finding that, or so I thought. I mean, it taught me a lot. He's a great guy, you know, like he just, like, me and him, we're just not compatible, you know. The way I think is very different, like I said, you know.
Okay, yes.
So basically I ended up coming to terms that I'm bisexual, and you know, I wanted a girlfriend, but I didn't want to leave him. But also I was also doing it for other reasons as well. Me and him didn't really have that healthy of a relationship. And I felt like maybe doing this might spark things and, like, you know, maybe help us. So that is never the approach that you should take, because I don't think that like adding somebody to the, or trying to make things spicy or something like that is going to help an unhealthy relationship. The only thing that's going to help that is healthy communication and just like learning each other, you know, not, you know, trying to find an outside source, you know. It happens between the two of the people. So we definitely should have fixed ourselves before trying to go on this journey. But nonetheless, I ended up wanting to do this, and we went on the journey, and you know, we started dating people, and it was something that honestly I really enjoyed it. It was something that like I enjoyed a lot. I thoroughly enjoyed just having that male and female aspect of a relationship. I truly enjoyed that. It changed my perspective because I found that is something that is possible, you know. But also the most important lesson is how much self-growth and like doing the work it takes to be in a dynamic like that.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
that shit is hard.
100%.
Okay, because I found out like I had so many insecurities that I didn't even realize that I had until I got into a dynamic like that. And I feel like what scares people sometimes is the fact that you need to thoroughly go through those things and do the work through them and feel that shit. Like doesn't feel good, but the result of it is something that I really want, you know? So I feel like it requires so much like discipline and like growth. That like, and that's why I truly enjoy it, because like I really do love to grow and challenge myself. So like I felt like, okay, if I feel this there's something in me that like I need to heal through. So now I'm journaling. I'm trying to figure out what is this feeling coming from, you know? And like how can I, like, when it happens, like what is the thought process that goes through my head? How can I change the brain chemistry? How can I like change my reaction to it? Because obviously like this is coming from an insecurity that like maybe it's coming from my dad cheated on my mom, you know, like is he doing this because he's trying to cheat on me and he doesn't love me? No, that's not what it is. Like, you know, when I go out and I'm talking to a girl, am I like thinking that I don't love him and like I'm cheating on him? No, like it's not like that.
What are you thinking?
What I am thinking is that I am sharing a connection and energy with somebody that I can connect with on a similar level as him. You know, I'm seeing that like I have two people that I am blessed with that I can connect with on that level.
Now, when you say you talk with say a girl, say you're with a guy, you talk with a girl, right? Does it always have to be physical? It's physical type of relationship with that other person, or is it sometimes just talks, dates, things like that, and that's pretty much it? Or like, how does that work?
So yeah, so that's a good question. That's a deep ass question. I'm not gonna lie. That's a good question because honestly, I truly do think that like a lot. Okay, so there was this girl that I talked to back then that I had met on Tinder.
Okay.
And she was an amazing woman. Okay, like let me tell you, amazing. Like me and her connected on levels that were so like deep. And I had never connected with somebody like that. But we never even met in person. We met one time in person. And when we met, we kissed once. But nothing too physical. Nothing deeper than that. The kiss was very quick and once. And we never did anything physical, but I felt so extremely connected to her in ways that like I wasn't connected to him. And I've been sexual with him. You know? So for me, there's a song called Sapiosexual by Tootsie. And it basically is saying that like you thrive off of like mental stimulation. Like you can have an orgasm through mental stimulation. And I believe in things like that. Like I really do believe that sometimes you can connect with somebody so much that like they can literally make you orgasm through mental connection and like what we're talking about, you know? And like I think that is so much deeper than people think, you know, even as deep as sexual energy, you know, because I think sexual energy is like the deepest form of connection, you know. I think of sex like very sacredly.
So say you're with say in this case you're with a guy, but this is a girl who you connect not in the same way you connected with, say, the main guy. Is he the main guy at that point? Like, do you guys all three get involved in some sort of like you guys all communicate, so you guys are all aware of what's going on, or is it just like you're just with her separately and like does he know, does he not know about that? So, like, or do you guys like? I know you guys obviously know that you're gonna see or be with other people,
right?
But like, do you guys communicate that? Is it all like when you find somebody, do you bring them in? Yeah, like how does that work? Like, do you just that's your own side thing? Like, you should just know, like, I'm with somebody.
So basically, how I think about that is very much in the sense, open communication is everything. I am I tell the truth, and like you're gonna accept it for what it is. Like that's it, you know. So for me, and the reason why I am like this is because of the fact that I was a habitual liar growing up. Okay, I was unable to tell the truth no matter how easy or hard it was going to be. I would tell like a lie like nothing, and literally my mother would literally be like, I know that this isn't true, and I'd be like, but it is, you know, like, and I'll lie even though I know that I I'm caught.
Yeah.
You know?
Keep going.
So yeah, it was like it was bad. So now, that being said, I literally have swore to myself that I will never be that kind of type of person again. That's why I am the way I am. That's why I move the way I move. That I literally tell no lies. Like there's nothing about me that is a lie. You know, I am who I am. You can ask anybody. That's why I am like that, because I put on so many facades for so long because of the fact that I felt like I couldn't tell the truth because of the way my upbringing was.
Right.
Everything was a problem.
Right.
So I always felt like I needed to bend the truth to make sure that I didn't stir the pot. So that became a habit, you know, like not only at home, but throughout my life. So that was something I had to like literally heal from and grow from and try to do different. So open communication, everything. That is the only way that I move. Like, you will, if I have a partner, you will know that I'm talking to somebody, I'm going on a date with that person. You guys will probably meet. And I would prefer that, so that you guys both know that this is a secure connection, and both parties to know that my mental space and my physical is in a safe space for both parties.
Now, sexually speaking, is it something that you keep separate between like relationships that you have with each partner, or do you would it be like you said, like sort of threesome? I know you got that experience. Would it be kind of like that, like, and they share? Eventually, I guess the goal would be for all three of you to share that same connection in some sort of way.
Maybe it would depend,
or
because
is it
like
just whoever has that.
So I am in a phenomenal spot right now, because I'm completely single. I have no like so what you would say is like a hierarchy, like not a hierarchy. You would say like you have the what is it called? There's like names to it, like, and I'm too high right now to fucking remember. But I swear, I'm fucking fried. I had to take a hit. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm in a phenomenal spot because like I have nobody that's a main, I guess you can say, person. Right. So like for me, I'm the main person right now. Right. So like if I build a connection, it would have to be like, are the other people willing to do something like that? Right. And if they're not, then I'm good with having separate connections, and maybe they're friends. And if when they become friends and they're attracted to each other, maybe that might spark. But I'm like a go with the flow person. So like questions like this are like hard, because if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Either way, I'm at peace, because whatever is meant to happen is gonna happen. So yeah. Yeah, why did I just talk that talk?
Oh my god. She said period. Period.
That's on period.
That was great. Wow, that's so crazy. I'm a very curious bitch. So I be asking Rady questions.
I love it, to be honest.
Obviously, like, I mean, not obviously, but I'm straight. I don't, I know it's also another subject that I want to hit. I personally, if I'm really with that man in my case, I just can't have like, if I'm with him like very like we're obviously in a sexual relationship, a very deep sexual relationship.
Right.
If it gets to that point, I take that very seriously. Like in that case, if that's like my dick, like that's my dick. Like I don't want to share that with nobody. Like
you know what I mean? Yeah, I get you.
Like it's like you sharing that what has been inside of me. I feel like on top of that, I'm also kind of a sensitive person, I guess you could say, with certain subjects, certain deep shit. I think shit very deep. Like,
what's your sign?
I'm a Libra. September.
Oh yes. Hello. Oh my god. Fucking Libra queen. Fuck out of yo. Oh my god. Stop playing.
No, for real. I think shit's so deep. Like I could be a little that leads me to be a little gullible, but I take shit very deep. That's why sarcasm sometimes doesn't work.
Like, I feel you.
Like if you know, if I don't know you, I'm just like
noted.
Yeah, like yeah, like it depends on what it is. Like I could take it kind of deep. Like, yeah, I can't picture that my partner with somebody else, like a female or male, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
It'll break me. It'll break me because I feel like I'm very connected to that, like emotionally, very intensely. And it just will fuck with my head, make me feel some way. Um, just because I was very deep into that, like very deep invested into that, and I kept that loyalty to that.
Right.
And that was just like somebody just shattered that in front of my face.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's just that. No. And I have been cheated on before, so I know exactly how it feels. Um, but it's terrible to me personally. I get very like sensitive, and when I love somebody, I really truly love that person. Like,
yeah.
Like I get very deep to them. Like if something were to happen to them, like you know what I mean? If they were to betray me, bro, you betrayed me after how deep I got with you, how deep you got, how much I love you. Like that's crazy. Like I cannot go to that. But then again, that's just how I feel because of how I feel about my one-on-one partner, the person who I'm with all the time. In this case, like for example, your type of relationship, like shit, like anything doesn't. I'm not judgmental at all.
No,
like I love all that shit. I'm like period.
Mm-mm.
I'm like
I don't feel any judgment towards
yeah,
you.
no,
with you.
Yeah, no, girl. That's why I'm like I'm curious because especially if I'm getting closer to somebody, I'm like I want to know you and like I'm that person where you could tell shit to, and it's like I'm not gonna be here writing nobody's mouth. Like I'm just genuinely curious about you.
Yeah.
And a lot of people get very comfortable telling me shit. I've noticed because I asked them. I'm like, oh, why?
Yeah.
Oh, this? I'm like, girl, I don't care. I'm like, tell me whatever. I'm like, I want to know, bitch. I've done shit too. Yeah. I am not a saint. I've done shit. Like I've done shit. I'm threesome. I've done like.
Okay,
I've done it.
Per.
Yeah, like I've done it.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Those nails, bro.
That's where I'm okay with like an ex person because it's like
okay. I feel like that's something too. Like I feel like that is a sexual preference. Man, I know a lot of couples who freaking do threesomes like every so often.
Yeah, I know that too.
Yeah,
I know. I actually have a couple, like a couple who's my friends. They're both my friends. Here, they're both my friends. And they're into that. And honestly, I'm probably not my judge. I'm just very curious. Yeah, girl, I'm so down. I just be very curious. I just do that shit personally. If I'm single and I'm just fuck it. Okay. If I'm single, boy, I'm single. Like what the hell?
How long have you and your man been together?
We've been together since December, so it's about to be 6 months.
6 months? Okay.
Yeah. Time flies, but longer since we've been talking here.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's why I'm kind of asking her these deep ass questions because I've never experienced that, or I want to know how it's so different than what I think when it comes to relationship. And that's just amazing to me, and the way she explains it. She has said before, she didn't say now, but you didn't say now. But you had said that it was also very spiritual for you when you guys, like, when it's that connection between more than one person.
Yes.
And it's like, it all makes sense. It's a different perspective. It's a different mindset. But you think differently than as if I would think when it comes to a relationship.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that's so beautiful the way that you think. Honestly, when you explain everything to me, the way you think about connecting with somebody more than one person, I understand now. It's like that love is shared. Yeah. And that's awesome if you can do that. Like what the hell?
Yeah.
Like that's amazing.
Exactly. Like because I feel like love is like so infinite, more infinite than people realize, Like I think that people limit themselves. Like I feel like you are capable of loving so many people, like, and I feel like that sounds crazy like to say, but it's true. Like I know, I understand though, like I understand like having one person that you adore and like love and would do anything for and dedicate yourself, and I totally understand that and I respect it, and I honestly feel where you're coming from, but I feel like I could feel like that for multiple people.
Yeah.
I think that's where like it's no different from what you're feeling. Yeah. It's just on such a deeper level.
Yes, that's what it is. It's way deeper than that. Yeah. Like I thought my shit that's deep as fuck. And the thing is, I don't want to cross that line.
Exactly. It's hard. It's scary.
It's scary. That's what it is.
It's scary because like you're opening yourself up so much. It's hard to be vulnerable with one person. God damn it. Imagine fucking like opening up to even just two. Like you have to be completely vulnerable to two people. I feel like that's where, I feel like that's where people draw the line. They're like, you know what, like It's hard enough with one person, which I feel like that is something that if you honestly, it's better to know that you wouldn't be able to be in that than to pretend. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think that that's where self-awareness like is key, because at the end of the day, like, it isn't for everybody. You know, like, it's not something that like I'm saying that like, oh, I'm saying you need to be in something like this. I'm not like, I would never say that, because it's not for everybody, because I understand that, like, that feeling of like wanting to be wanted by one person, you know, because I completely understand it. So yeah, so like I feel like that's where knowing what you want and knowing yourself enough to make those like decisions is important. You know, like, if you know yourself enough to know that like if another girl was in the picture and like emotionally connected, you wouldn't be able to deal with it. And I think that that's good self-awareness. That's awesome. You know, like, that's good self-awareness on your part. Like, don't pretend to be somebody you're not because you think that it's cool. You can think that something is cool and just be like, all right, but like, this is me. You feel me? Big mama. Big mama.
Oh my God, are you gonna go?
I think so.
You should.
I should. Honestly, I think I am going to.
What the fuck?
What is going on?
You heard that, right?
Yeah. Was she screaming?
Yeah.
Should we do something? No, maybe they're just drunk.
Should we do something? Smiling at me. It reminded me of Anna Faris from Scary Movie. Wait, you think like should we? But
nah. Maybe they're just drunk. We're just gonna go with that.
Yeah, let's go with that for now. If we hear it again, maybe we'll get up in a sec.
Yeah, I mean that's
Okay. I'm trying to think of what I was thinking about. It was something that had to do with So I remember what I was talking about now. So when you first go into a relationship, have you ever had a situation where you have, you know, tried with somebody, and they like if they didn't react the way you thought they would react, or they took it like, oh, like I had no idea that that's what this is going for, or whatever, like a negative kind of comeback, even though what you think was so deep to that point, or however you guys got, like, so you're confused now. You're like, damn. Like,
nah, you know what? I'm gonna be completely honest right now. Yeah. I haven't really been looking for that type of connection. I'm in like a journey where I'm very about myself. I'm not like trying to build anything serious. So because of the fact that like I'm still trying to build myself in a way where like when I meet somebody, I want to be having momentum. You feel me? Like have my business, like have like not just my money, but like a business type of thing, like that is bringing me in money more than just that, you know? So like for me, like I'm like in such a journey where I'm still so focused on that like I'm not even like focused on building something in that way. So like when I talk to people, I'm not even looking to build in that way. Like, listen, we're just having fun. Like,
so will it ever get to a point where you guys call each other and say you're his girlfriend? Or is that not? That's past.
Maybe.
That's passing that.
I feel like I'm very close to where my goal, like what I have my goal set to, you know? So I'm very close to it. So soon I'll be able to say like, you know what? Would you try, you know, like you trying to build something?
I'm so
you
happy
feel me?
For you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great.
I don't have anybody in particular, but like, you know, I feel like I'm in like a dating scene where like I'm like talking to people, yeah, like seeing like, you know, whatever.
Are you upfront about that?
Yeah.
Them? Is there something like you would say like on the first talk or first date, like in person?
Not first talk, but like I would say like as we start getting a little deeper, I'd be like, okay, what are you looking for?
Okay, good.
You feel me? Like, yeah, like what are you looking for? Because like I'm not trying to waste my time or your time.
Right.
You feel me? Like, what are you looking for? It's such an unpopular opinion. Here we go. Like I've been seeing this so much.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Let's get into
unpopular opinion is that if you are talking to somebody, that you need to talk every day. Okay? And for me, I don't think that you need to talk every day.
Okay.
Unpopular opinion. Okay?
Somebody you're talking to.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. You're talking. You feel me? We don't need to talk every day.
Yeah.
You have a life. I have a life.
Right.
You trying to build. I'm trying to build. If you talking to me every day, you obviously not set on your goals. What are you doing?
Right.
Lock in.
Right. I see.
Like, that's how I think about it.
Okay.
My goals that I need to reach to are not going to happen if I'm in your face every day.
Right.
Not happening. And if you're in my face every day, you don't have big enough goals because obviously they don't make you feel like you need to work on them.
I love that. Oh my god, I can't wait to see. Like, hopefully we're still in like connected. Let's say like 5 years from now, how you're gonna be like.
Yo, that's.
I feel really good about this. I usually don't have feelings like that, like you know, any spiritual connection, but like I feel like I can feel that in me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
That's so crazy.
I love that for you. Oh my god. That was actually mad cute. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yo. Oh my god, cry.
Stop. No, I feel like you're very focused, and I love that because I was on a journey like that. If I'm being honest, I thought it was gonna last longer. It is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. I'm a very big believer on that.
Yeah.
I am very big. I really think, okay, we missed that concert. I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be okay. Yeah. We'll get a refund. You know, it's like, quite realistically, they're gonna come back like one day.
Exactly.
It's okay. It's okay. It's just not today. Today was not a day for this.
Yeah.
I've literally learned to go to that mentality.
Yeah.
Because I did not always think of that. I was always like, what the fuck, bro? Like you know, like it's not fair. I want to go. Like I'm pissed the fuck off, bro. Like you know, like shit like that. Like act out on it. Like, no, it's okay. Like everything is okay. Like everything, you can always figure something out. There's always a solution to the problem. So you just gotta work for that solution.
And that time is gonna come. It's gonna come. Like be patient,
yes.
Young grasshopper.
Accept whatever happens.
Yes, that's how you reach true peace, bro.
I
accept things for what it is.
Yes, I want that to be so cliche, but like, I really want that. And I always saw something that said, what did it say? Oh my god, it was the cutest thing. It said everything. Oh, hold on, let me give you a little background. It was in San Juan for my birthday, and I went with a group of my friends at that time because I'm no longer connected to some of those people. And we were all there for my birthday, for my 22nd birthday, I think. And it was great. 7 of us having a blast in a big ass Airbnb. And we know how they always have the decorations or whatever. So we looked around and we looked at one of the rooms. It was actually me and my best friend at the time, literally at the same time. And we saw this little frame thing, and it said everything is figure outable.
Yes.
And I was like, bro, what?
That part. That part. Everything is figure outable.
Yeah. It just made it into this whole, I don't know, like something we could really like. Perfect. It's just perfectly said.
That's perfectly said.
In our lingo.
Yeah. No more, no less.
Yo.
That's crazy. Period. Boom. Everything is figure outable.
3 words. Not powerful.
Damn, I think that's a good place to end.
Yeah.
Everything is figure outable.
That's actually a good ending. I'm getting the tattoo on me. I'm getting the tattoo on me. 100%.
Stop. Matching tattoos?
Yeah, I have some.
Yeah?
I have one actually with my best friend.
I think
that is with like friends, not with like partners, I feel. Unless we married, and you know, like.
I feel you.
Because I do not want to be having no fucking like.
Tuck that tongue. Yo, not until I got a ring on my finger.
And that's just I can't.
I got a ring on my finger. You feel me?
Where's the ring?
There is none.
Right.
Coño.
Yeah, because I'll be damned. Somebody tattooed on me that is no longer, you know what I mean?
Exactly. I kind of want to get the Libra sign over here.
Where? Oh my god. can't wait because that would actually be so cute.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get the Libra sign.
How do you feel
here.
about hand tattoos?
I think I like them.
Oh my god! Wait, actually, that would totally go with you.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
I want a sleeve going to my tattoo in the back. So I want like a whole like a rose thing going all the way down.
You want more of like bold kind of outlines? Or are you looking for some like light?
Some light
Realistic work. Because I have this girl. But anyways.
It's like, no, tell me about this girl because please.
Yeah?
I want like a whole like light like sketch rose thing and I want it to go all the way down here.
She's so good. Her aunt is, I believe it's Wocat.
You want to send it to me?
I just don't know how to spell it. But her name is Wocat. But the only thing is that she's very booked out. Because
good because I need time to save anyway.
I think she's from Elizabeth. I don't know if you know her.
What's her name?
I don't know her actual name.
Actually, you'll just send it to me. Maybe I do.
Yeah.
All right. So guys, thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Yeah, it was.
This was great.
It was really great.
It got very deep.
Yeah. So join us next time. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the end. I don't know how to end it. I usually say peace, love, and light to everybody, and thank you for watching.
Bye.